Good afternoon, and thank you all for joining us for a new edition of the Professional Pricing Society's Pricing Podcast. My name is Megan Ford, and I work within marketing for the Professional Pricing Society. Today, we are excited to feature our special pricing expert directly from McKesson, Mr. Peter Barr. Thank you very much for joining us, Peter. We are excited to talk about today's topic, pricing more refined than peanut butter. Let's first jump into a little bit more about today's featured presenter. I'd like to share a little bit about Peter's background. Mr. Peter Barr has been a leading pricing professional responsible for distribution and business for over 10 years and is currently the Senior Director of Pricing for the primary care business at McKesson Medical-Surgical. He joined McKesson when the company acquired PSS World Medical, where he served as Director of Strategic Pricing. Peter has previously served as the head of pricing for the plumbing and electrical businesses at HD Supply, where he worked in a series of leadership positions within the pricing industry, including operations and finance, throughout his 16-year career with the company. Peter holds a BS in finance and international business from Oregon State University. Peter, thank you so very much for joining us today.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Glad to be here, Megan.
We are very, very excited to feature you. Some of our attendees and listeners may not be familiar, but you're also a featured speaker within our upcoming pricing conference, and we'll get into a little bit more about that in just a second. So let's jump right in and talk about pricing more refined than peanut butter. So Peter, you've been in pricing for well over 10 years and worked across multiple distributors. How have you seen the influence of pricing professionals change throughout the past decade?
That's a great question, Megan. Well, as you noted, I've been a pricing leader for two very different B2B distributors. I previously led pricing for the electrical and plumbing businesses at HD Supply, which is a large construction supply distributor. And now I lead pricing for the primary care business at McKesson, which is a medical supply distributor, where we are focused on improving healthcare. McKesson is a very large company. We are number 5 on the Fortune 500. But as a B2B distributor, we don't do a lot of advertising. So I often say that we're the biggest company that nobody has ever heard of. As far as the biggest change in pricing that I have seen in both industries, I'd have to say that it has been the use of revenue and price optimization software to manage pricing for individual products instead of managing pricing across broad product categories. This really has been a big change, and it's been driven by the massive shift in our business to be e-commerce based. And it's allowed us to better support the online experience our customers are looking for, while also eliminating many manual price administration processes.
Thanks. Well, we're all familiar with the way that the current B2B behavior has shifted within the last decade, particularly as consumers. Consumers are now much more accustomed to services that are same-day delivery and pretty much customized delivery. Specifically, an example would be like from Amazon. So Amazon has same-day delivery. That was the example. As a B2B distributor, how would you describe the changes in buying behavior over the last decade?
Yeah, so I think it came a little bit slower in the B2B world than it did in the B2C world, but the shift to e-commerce has really been a massive change for us. And it's really, really been an ongoing impact on our business. For decades, our sales process was for account managers to call on their customers on a weekly or biweekly basis, ensuring that they had all of the medical supplies that they needed. Account managers would place orders to refill products that their customers were running low on and help them identify and order new medical products that would help them improve patient care. When customers ordered items that they hadn't previously purchased, account managers would work with manufacturers, group purchasing organizations, and our contract administration and pricing teams to ensure that their customer received competitive pricing. With customers now shopping online, all of it has to be done in advance. It's really necessary, for a good online shopping experience that the pricing has to be competitive upfront and on demand. Of course, pricing in the B2B environment is very different than in the B2C environment, as different customers have different prices depending on their class of trade, purchase volume, and other factors. So managing pricing for each item that we sell for all of our customers means that we're managing pricing for 2.5 billion combinations of customers and products. Doing that effectively is no small feat, but it has really been a big win for our business, with our customers getting a great online experience and our account managers now focused on the broader medical supply needs and just the overall medical needs of the customers they're supporting, and the customer is able to place their orders directly online at any time on demand.
Thank you. Well, as I mentioned briefly before, you're going to be a featured presenter during our upcoming 27th annual Pricing Workshops and Conference in Las Vegas, and we're very excited to have you speaking there. And you'll be discussing essentially pricing more refined than peanut butter. That is the topic of your shared pricing content. Would you mind telling us a little bit more about what that means, and specifically peanut butter spread, and how pricing impacts that, and what led you to implement this strategy initially?
That's a great question, and yeah, I'm looking forward to the conference. The Professional Pricing Society conference is going to be great. But so when we started growing our online marketplace, we initially set pricing by applying average markups to broad product categories. And so that was like spreading peanut butter on a piece of bread. We were spreading margins or markups across broad product categories. So that's what I refer to as a peanut butter spread. And the reason we went with the peanut butter spread approach, instead of setting online pricing for our customers for each product individually, was that we were really limited by the tools that we had available to us at the time. We couldn't set pricing for 2.5 billion customer item combinations manually. So the peanut butter spread was really the best option we had available to us.
Thank you, Peter. Lastly, would you mind describing how you came to the discovery that this peanut butter approach was actually going to leave money on the table for you within business, and maybe shed a little bit more insight as to how you can benefit financially or, from this strategy?
Absolutely. It was actually really easy, Megan. Our customers told us. The problem with the peanut butter spread approach is that you end up pricing some items too high, which results in either a lost sale, or if you're lucky, with customers calling their account managers for help getting a more competitive price. Either way, that's a very poor customer experience and obviously bad for business. On the other hand, if we end up pricing items too low, then that obviously hurts the profitability of our business. So as more of our customers transitioned to ordering online, the volume of customer inquiries grew around pricing, grew quickly. And so they were really telling us. And so we knew that peanut butter spread approach was not going to be the right long-term solution. And frankly, that's when we started looking into what would be a better available option. And we began our journey into the world of data science and pricing that's driven using price optimization software. By using price optimization software, we're able to precisely manage pricing by customer for each individual product at scale for all of our 2.5 billion customer and product combinations, which really has enabled the massive online growth of our business, while also allowing us to eliminate many of our manual pricing processes. I'll be talking about all of this a lot more at the Vegas conference next week, and so I'm really looking forward to that, and hope to see many of the podcast listeners at the conference.
Thank you, Peter. We're excited to feature you, and we're excited for the upcoming conference as well. There's still time to register, just as Peter mentioned, if you're interested in attending the 27th annual Fall Pricing Workshops and Conference in Las Vegas. We will be staying at the Encore Wynn, our host hotel, throughout October 25th throughout the 28th. It's going to be an exciting week in the pricing industry, and we're very, very, again, excited to feature you. And if you're interested in hearing Peter speak, his featured pricing topic of discussion is, again, pricing more refined than peanut butter spread. Thank you again, Peter, for speaking with us and being a featured presenter on today's pricing podcast. Thank you to McKesson. And we want to encourage all of our listeners to get social with PPS. We're always online, and we want to encourage you to join the conversation. Follow us on Twitter, LinkedIn, and Facebook at Pricing Society. If you want more information about the conference, our featured presenter, or any of our fabulous pricing initiatives and pricing news in general, please visit pricingsociety.com, our main website. That's pricingsociety.com for additional details on all things pricing. Thank you again for joining us, and stay tuned for more pricing podcasts direct from the Professional Pricing Society, where we are proud to feature pricing industry experts and excited to share their business insight. Thank you and have a great day.